Election night across Wisconsin and America. Long lines seen at polling sites across Dane County indicate voter turnout will be strong.
Plus, the first batch of election results dropped nearly 2 hours ago. We have night-long coverage following the most important races across the state. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10. And thanks for staying with us. A large number of election races tonight in Wisconsin, but there are two carrying the eyes of the state.
Governor Tony Evers is seeking a second term in office against Republican challenger Tim Michels. And Senator Ron Johnson is seeking his third term representing Wisconsin in Washington, D.C., facing Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes. Good evening, and thanks for joining News 3 Now at 10 for our election night coverage. Wisconsin voters had some big responsibilities today.
Of course, the state is considered a battleground state and could determine the balance of power in the U.S. Senate. Locally, the gubernatorial race and others could have long-lasting ripple effects on statewide law, policies, and your tax dollars. We have team coverage throughout the night. Tahlil Mohadeen and Arman Rahman are at watch parties for the Evers and Michels campaigns.
Similar parties are also going on for the Johnson and Barnes campaigns. Catherine Merck and McKenna Alexander are there and will bring us live reports in just a few minutes.
In studio tonight, Will Keneally and Naomi Coles are breaking down some of the early return vote totals and what's at stake for Democrats and Republicans in this election. Wisconsin polls closed 2 hours ago, and the first drop of unofficial vote totals came about 8:15, and those vote totals will continue to be updated later tonight into the early morning hours, as well as more counties report their results.
Brady Mallory joins us now in studio with a look at some of the early vote totals. Brady?
Yeah, another race that we have been watching just in. Incumbent Calvin Barrett won the election for the Dane County Sheriff's Office. He defeated his challenger, Anthony Hamilton. Barrett clinching 77% of the vote. Hamilton, 23%, 87% of the precincts are reporting for that race. Now for the race for Wisconsin governor, Democratic incumbent Tony Evers is facing Republican challenger Tim Michels. Evers in the lead with 51%, Michels right behind him with 48%, also 67% of the precincts reporting in that. And of course, we have the U.S. Senate race. Incumbent Republican Ron Johnson is facing challenger and current Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes. Just a little bit ago, this race was tied at 50% to 50%. Can we go back to the Senate race, please? But we just saw that Johnson had 51% and Mandela Barnes was at 49%. Once again, 67% of the precincts are reporting. Now, on to the 3rd Congressional District. Democrat Brad Pfaff and Republican Derek Van Orden. Van Orden, 51% right now. Pfaff, 49%. In this race, 51% of the precincts are reporting. Of course, there are so many other statewide races tonight. Our elections page on channel3000.com is where you can find the latest up-to-the-minute results for all the races in your area. You can find it at the top of the page on channel3000.com.
All right, Brady, thank you. As we just showed you, Governor Evers and Republican challenger Tim Michels in a very tight race.
Tahlil Mohadeen is at the Orpheum Theater here in Madison, where Governor Evers' supporters hope to hear a victory speech later tonight. Tahlil?
Evers supporters are excited, eager, and optimistic as those early results come in. You see, they're starting to fill the Orpheum Theater after a slow start, but what they lacked in size, they certainly made up for in enthusiasm. Now, whenever the numbers appeared on screen, as you see right now, you could hear those cheers from the crowd, very excited about the direction this election is heading right now. Now, earlier today, I was able to speak with someone from Evers' campaign, and they say they're feeling pretty optimistic about their chances.
We've done kind of everything that we can to communicate with voters, to build an organization that's talked to voters all across the state, and the days leading up to now and even today still. So we feel good. I think we've done everything that we can.
Confidently looking to the governor's record in office, calling him the common sense candidate, and pointing to things like his focus on education and his championing of abortion rights. Now, Evers is set to take this stage right here behind me, the same stage he took back in 2018 in another close race, hoping to repeat that same success tonight. Reporting live at the Orpheum Theater, Tahlil Mohadeen, News 3 Now.
Tahlil, thank you. And Arman Rahman is in Milwaukee with the Tim Michels campaign. Good evening to you, Arman.
Yeah, guys, the growing crowd here tonight full of some big GOP faces like Tim Rantham out of Campbellsport, the representative who ran against Tim Michels in the primary election. Now he joins the hundreds here, anxiously watching the numbers come in, hoping that Michels can pull a win on the screen over there. They cheered actually very loudly when Ron Johnson took a small lead there against Mandela Barnes. They're all hoping the state can flip from blue to red.
misconception of, conservatives at this point, Republicans and the MAGA people. Like, we care, we love people, we just want to see our country take in a different direction.
And we also seen a couple of Latino for Michaels signs, among other support gear here in the crowd. Now, I just asked campaign officials again, and they still say no update on whether Michaels is here in the building at the Italian Community Center or not. But we'll be here when he comes. For now, live in Milwaukee, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
Armand, thank you. Wisconsin Senate race is carrying the eyes of the nation with several key Senate seats up for grabs across the country. Senator Ron Johnson is looking to keep his seat against a strong challenge from Mandela Barnes.
Well, Catherine Merck is live in Neenah with the Johnson campaign tonight. Catherine?
As we continue to see the votes roll in, we're seeing the current fight for Ron Johnson's seat get closer and closer here at his watch party in Neenah, Wisconsin. Take a look at some of what we've been seeing so far tonight. We've seen Johnson do something different than we've seen a lot of other candidates do this evening. He's been already here at the watch party talking to people ahead of the results already coming in. Here at Johnson's watch party, we caught up with Brian Schimming, who shared his confidence in the party through this now what's a very close race.
We've always been of the opinion that it was going to be close. He won his first two races by about 100,000 votes. Ron Johnson was the #1 target for the Democrats in the country. So we had $100 million poured in third-party money against Senator Johnson in negative ads that have been playing since January from the start.
The supporters that are in the crowd tonight are continuing to watch Republican candidates from across the state do well. And as that comes in, we're seeing a lot of outpour of excitement. We'll continue to update you on that throughout this evening. Reporting live from Neenah, I'm Catherine Merck with News 3 Now.
All right, Catherine, thanks. Opposing Johnson, of course, as she mentioned, Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes.
McKenna Alexander is with the Barnes campaign, and we're going to hop back over to Milwaukee and McKenna.
Yeah, good evening, you guys. We are here in downtown Milwaukee in the Turner Hall Ballroom, and energy is still so high, even as that race is tightening. Now, we did take a break from hearing from speakers tonight, but for a while, we were having speakers on the stage every few minutes or so. We heard from Tammy Baldwin, heard from several other supporters speaking of how they met Barnes and when they knew he was the one they wanted to elect. Now, obviously, this crowd still very large behind me. Everyone's gathering around TVs, watching those results come in, cheers every few minutes. Now, we haven't seen a Barnes yet, but he is expected to speak here shortly. But like I said, energy is still high, excitement still surrounding this entire election, even though it's expected to take a while to get all those results in. But for now, live in Milwaukee, McKenna Alexander, Channel 3000.
McKenna, thank you. We have another race decided tonight. This one from the 2nd Congressional District. Democrat incumbent Mark Pocan defeating Republican Eric Olson. All right, so if you voted today and you were stuck in lines outside, at least you stayed dry. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti is here with your first warn forecast.
Yeah, all in all, it was a pretty nice election day across at least our part of Wisconsin. Maybe not quite as nice to our north and to our west. The time-lapse from the Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam shows that we had sunshine for much of the day, a few clouds, but no rain, at least here in southern Wisconsin. That's all the way through sunset. But as we take a look at Doppler track, you can see there are some showers, even a couple of thunderstorms over northwestern Wisconsin. They moved out of Minnesota and Iowa, but they really haven't gotten farther than, say, northern portions of Juneau and Adams counties. Everybody else has been staying dry. And 6-hour future track radar keeps all the precipitation mainly to our north and to our west. High temperatures today, middle 50s for the most part, a little cooler closer to Lake Michigan. Milwaukee at 51, Madison is at 54, Lone Rock topped out at 59. Right now, temperatures range from 42 in Madison to near 50 out toward, and actually in the 50s out toward La Crosse, across Dane County. Right now, 41 degrees in Sun Prairie and 45 degrees in Mount Horeb. Look for skies to be mostly cloudy overnight. Temperatures steady or rising from where they are in the low to mid 40s. By morning, will probably be in the upper 40s. And we have a couple of really mild days on the way for tomorrow and Thursday. I'll have more on how warm it'll get in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. Still ahead, Naomi Coles taking a look at voting breakdown county by county.
So with a Planet Fitness Black Card, I'll get a post-workout glow like that guy?
Everybody knows that you need to glow, the glow, the glow.
And I get a free Amazon Halo to track my fitness and sleep.
Cause when you got the glow, there is no stopping what you want to do. Oh.
And I can bring a friend.
It's a way of life.
Okay, sign me up.
Get the PF Black Card for zero enrollment, $24.99 a month, and get a free Amazon Halo View. Ends November 15th. It's glow time.
And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand when everything's made to be broken. I just want you to know I am. I just want you to know I am.
The Internet of Things is evolving, creating the Internet of You. And Spectrum, America's leading internet and mobile provider, is bringing you seamless connectivity across all your devices. Introducing Spectrum One, Spectrum Internet with speeds of 300 megabits, advanced Wi-Fi, and Spectrum Mobile Unlimited, all for just $49.99 a month. Call 833-673-4999. Spectrum Internet delivers speeds up to a gig with over 99.9% network reliability. Advanced Wi-Fi provides enhanced security and privacy that automatically blocks threats to protect all of your devices. And Spectrum Mobile gives you unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G and the most reliable service coast to coast. Switch now. Call 833-673-4999. At Spectrum, it's not just about connecting things, it's about connecting you. Get it all with Spectrum One, Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and one line of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for $49.99 a month. Call 833-673-4999 or visit a Spectrum store today.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. We got freedom. We got power. We got future. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together. Because your new Ford vehicle is just the start of a journey. So stop by your Ford dealer today and claim one of the thousands of new Ford trucks and SUVs on their way. We've been building this country for 119 years, but we're just getting started.
Tomorrow, our team will be up early to bring you the very latest overnight election results.
We'll have analysis on the winners and losers and what to expect as the state moves forward.
Plus, showers, thunderstorms, a temperature crash, and a chance for snow. That's tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
As more early vote totals begin to come in, we're starting to get a picture of statewide results.
And Naomi Coles is in studio tonight tracking results county by county in real time, and she joins us now. Naomi?
Eric, there's one big headline I see right now. What you're looking at is the governor results map in Wisconsin as it stands right now. And there's a big headline here. Governor Evers is outperforming himself from 2018 in almost every key county that matters. His opponent, Tim Michels, is underperforming Scott Walker from 2018. We all know the 2018 results. Quite frankly, I don't see where this changes from here. So let's break down some of the counties I'm looking at and why I'm talking about it in that direction. So the first place we look at is Waukesha County. Right now, 85% of votes are in Waukesha County. This is a Republican stronghold. Walker won it by 66% in 2018. As you can see here, Michels is taking it by just barely 60%. Evers has the same high lead he took in 2020 in Waukesha, which is worth thousands of votes. Again, if we look then at, let's check out Dane and Milwaukee counties. This is where Democrats have to really drive up massive margins in order to eke out statewide wins. And again, excuse me, we're seeing Evers outperform himself from 2018. Right now, he's taking almost 79% of the vote, and that's with 90% reporting, 90% in Dane County reporting. 79% in 2018, he took 75% of the results. So again, what we're seeing here, same story in Milwaukee. Evers 66% with 65% precincts reporting. Milwaukee in 2018. Roughly the same at 67%. Want to look at Marathon County. So right now, the only way I'm seeing for Michels to pick up votes is by racking up big margins in rural Wisconsin. But let's take Marathon County. Right now is just about 100% in, and Michels is taking 58%. In 2018, Walker took it by 59%. So he's underperforming Walker in big rural counties that matter. If he's going to eke out a win here, he has to drive up those margins. The only outlier county that we haven't really seen many results from right now is Green Bay. That's the holdout. Right now it looks blue, but that's only 1% reporting. This is where, again, there's a big pot of votes there.
We don't know. We don't know where it's going to break. There are a lot of central count facilities, meaning results could be delayed. That's the big question mark here. But quite frankly, there's not enough here to counteract what we're seeing in the rest of the state.
All right, some really interesting numbers there, Naomi. Thank you. And Gary rejoins us for this First Warn forecast.
Yeah, beautiful election day across southern Wisconsin, and the next couple of days will be even warmer. Let's start out by taking a look at 3 things you need to know. Look for very mild conditions for tomorrow. Highs in the middle 60s, about 20 degrees above average, and record warmth is possible on Thursday. I'm looking for a high temperature of 72. The record high for Madison is 67, so we may shatter that record by quite a bit. But we'll see some showers and thunderstorms west of Madison Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening across most of southern Wisconsin, and then a big temperature drop. We go from 72 on Thursday to 37 degrees on Friday, and that's early in the morning, with temperatures holding steady or even falling off during the day, and we stay in the 30s pretty much through next week. Tonight on high-resolution Doppler, there are some light showers, northern portions of Juneau and Adams counties. That's about as close as the rain is getting. A little wider radar perspective, so some showers and even a few thunderstorms moving from Minnesota to northwestern Wisconsin, but these should pretty much stay to our north, and 6-hour future track radar shows that that trend will continue. Now, there is a threat for severe weather on Thursday. The highest threat is farther out to the west in Minnesota and Iowa, where there could be even a couple of tornadoes, but the severe weather threat should be lessening as it moves eastward. Still an outside threat for a strong to severe thunderstorm west of Madison. On the northwestern side of this storm, a winter storm watch in effect for the Dakotas into northwestern Minnesota. That's for heavy snow of a foot or more from from North Dakota into northwestern Minnesota, and the potential for some significant ice accumulations of around a ½ inch from North Dakota into northwestern portions of Minnesota. Fortunately, that will stay away from us. For tomorrow, look for variably cloudy skies, unseasonably mild, high temperature at 65 degrees. Planning your day for Dane County, 64 for the high in Deerfield, 64 degrees in Belleville, and 63 degrees in Mount Horeb. And then across the rest of southern Wisconsin, you can see those temperatures generally in the middle 60s. Rainfall amounts on Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening could be up around a ½ inch to an inch for areas west of Madison. East of Madison, those amounts drop off pretty quickly as those showers and storms weaken. But look at the temperature drop from 72 on Thursday to 37 on Friday, and then get used to that cold weather. It'll be with us through the weekend and through most of next week. Just an outside chance for a flurry Tuesday night into Wednesday morning of next week. Otherwise, dry and cold. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity, using less or a lot less oral pain medicines, and improved quality of life. That's why we recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
Oh, great. My wireless bill just went up.
Should have gone with US Cellular. They aren't raising prices on any of their plans.
Seriously?
Yeah, my price won't increase.
Well, that is refreshing. I feel like everywhere you turn these days, prices are going up.
Supply chain got us too. Don't get me started on the overhead cost.
At US Cellular, every plan for everyone is price protected.
You know, I respect a female entrepreneur.
US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. We got freedom. We got power. We got future. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together. Because your new Ford vehicle is just the start of a journey. So stop by your Ford dealer today and claim one of the thousands of new Ford trucks and SUVs on their way. We've been building this country for 119 years, but we're just getting started.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
Energy is everywhere, even in a little seedling, which, when turned into fuel, can help power a plane. At Chevron's El Segundo refinery, we're looking to turn plant-based oil into renewable gasoline, jet, and diesel fuels. Our planet offers countless sources of energy, but it's only human to find the ones that could power a better future.
The upcoming holidays are hectic enough without having to worry about appliances breaking down. Family-owned Brothers Maine is having a Veterans Day sale featuring kitchen and laundry deals on GE appliances. The lowest prices guaranteed. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm back with UW-Madison Professor of Journalism, Mike Wagner. We're watching the results as you are as they come in tonight. Welcome back, Mike.
Good to be here.
Let's start with the governor's race. This one is tight, but is it possible to tell at this point who has the momentum?
It's harder to see how Tim Michels has a clear path to victory at this point. Governor Evers definitely has the advantage. Now, only 1% of the vote is in Brown County, where Green Bay is, but if we look at the 2018 and 2020 totals, that'll probably only net Michels 10 to 15,000 votes. That is just not enough, especially with how many more votes there are to come in Milwaukee County, and so it's very difficult for the counting that's left to see a path for Tim Michels to win.
You don't. You just read my mind. You don't see a path for Tim to...
It would have to be a remarkable turnaround in what's still left to count in Milwaukee County, and he would have to win by more than Walker won by a substantial margin in Brown County.
Okay, let's talk about the Senate race. Senator Johnson is looking for his third consecutive term against Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes. This one could not be tighter.
This is very close. Senator Johnson is outperforming Michels across the state, and he has the lead currently as in the votes that have been counted so far. Barnes is waiting on votes in Milwaukee County. If they look like votes did in 2018, that will net him maybe another 40,000 votes or so, which would make this an incredibly tight race, and so very difficult to predict what's going to happen in that one.
It's interesting because Democrats have had a lot of headwinds in this election with inflation and the economy, and on in history, the party in power traditionally loses seats in the first midterm. But when you look at the national picture, is it possible that the Democrats could have a great night and still lose the House?
They could perform historically well and lose the House. And in fact, they will probably lose the House. They have a pretty good chance of holding on to a 50-50 Senate and maybe ending up with 51 seats, but they're almost certainly going to lose the House, even though they're outperforming what the fundamentals say they should, given the state of the economy, President Biden's approval rating, inflation, and the like.
And what about the possibility of a Republican supermajority in the state legislature?
Possible in Wisconsin, not likely, but given the way the districts are gerrymandered in our state, it is still within the realm of possibility, but it is not the most likely outcome.
Okay, Mike is going to be with us until the winners are called. Then he's going to be on the morning show tomorrow morning. So we'll put on a pot of coffee for you. We'll be here throughout the night. Eric and Charlotte, back to you.
All right, thank you, Susan. And now we're going to turn to political reporter Will Keneally to see how some of the other races in Wisconsin are shaping up right now. Will.
That's right, Charlotte. So we're looking at possibly a good night for Democrats. Both the race for governor and U.S. Senate are going better for Democrats than was initially projected. We see that going down the ballot, too. Democrat Brad Pfaff is trailing by just roughly 1.5 points behind Republican Derek Van Orden. This, of course, in the key 3rd congressional district in western Wisconsin. There's a key area for turnout for Democrats who are hoping to tap into that area for statewide races. Republicans were expected to win by roughly 5 points in that race, leaving Democrats with just only a 1 in 7 chance at that seat. And if we look even further down ballot, some of the key Assembly and Senate seats Republicans needed to secure that veto-proof supermajority in the state legislature are still a little bit too early to call right now, but are leaning Democratic. The only seat that Republicans are likely to claim is perhaps the Eau Claire area state Senate district, flipping Republican and giving the GOP perhaps a 2/3 majority in the Assembly chamber, or excuse me, in the Senate chamber. Further down the ballot, Assembly Speaker Robin Vos has declared victory in his race. He faced a Trump-backed challenger in the August primary, winning narrowly by a few hundred votes, and that challenger then launched a write-in campaign for the fall. But at this point, it does not appear that he has secured enough votes to unseat the state's powerful Assembly Speaker. So as of right now, it looks like we're headed for a similar dynamic in the state capitol that we saw over the last 4 years. Republicans setting the agenda through legislation, and Evers tweaking this with a veto pen. We could see that play out in things like abortion. Republicans are hoping to add some exceptions to the state's abortion ban, and Evers have some influence over the state budget. And with that, we'll be right back.
Leisure Concepts has your new hot tub in stock and ready for immediate delivery. Steel and composite construction, whisper quiet perimeter insulation, ozone, UV, and salt systems on any model. Free delivery, cover lift, steps, training, and all at the lowest price. Learn to love winter fully submerged in hot, turbulent water. Get to Leisure Concepts and see almost 70 hot tubs in our packed showroom on the Beltline at the Park Street exit.
There's nothing to do.
You should check out Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home with a 95% average payout.
And with so many slot machines, there's a game for every kind of player.
They're right, honey. And with new promotions and reward club perks all the time, there are more ways to win than ever before. Find your fun and visit Ho Chunk Gaming Madison today.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Now, what is happening?
They're here. Okay. There's no way we're paying for all those medical bills.
Should we talk about a settlement?
How about we cut the car payments down?
We might want to think about this.
Look, just get them to sign. This offer's more than fair.
Sir, it's the law offices of Hupy and Abraham.
Tell them you mean business. Call 800-800-5678. Hupy and Abraham.
You can handle this one.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland, as in real dairy. It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor. Like really rich.
So rich.
Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're topped with, you guessed it, Wisconsin cheese. But it's the smiles we put on your face with every meal made just for you.
That really makes our hearts melt.
From Wisconsin with love. Welcome to Delicious.
Nice.
If you're on Medicare and Medicaid, it pays to pick a plan with the benefits you want. With the iCare Medicare plan, members receive a spending account card that gives them $150 total per month to spend on food, OTC items, utilities, or even rent. Members also have a $0 copay for all covered Part D drugs and dental and vision coverage. Call to speak with a licensed sales agent who will help you find out if you're eligible. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
He has his grandfather's smile,
her mother's eyes,
my cheekbones.
But will she have my diabetes?
My sickle cell anemia.
His father's heart disease.
Go to joinallofus.org to share your health information and speed up health research breakthroughs. The future of health begins with you.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
Welcome back. Mark Kane here, along with Brandon Schultz and Matt Rothschild. Matt, it seems like Governor Evers is overperforming in some parts of the state.
Yeah, he's overperforming in Dane County. He's doing better than he did last time, and notably, he's overperforming in Waukesha, too. He's doing better than he did last time. Michaels is doing worse than Scott Walker did in the last heads-up race, so that's good news for the governor.
What message do you think the campaign got out to resonate with voters?
That Michaels was just too radical for Wisconsin, especially on the abortion issue. I mean, for a long time, you know, he said he's opposed to abortion even in cases of rape and incest, and 85% of Wisconsinites don't agree with that. He then hedged toward the end because his advisors were saying, you're getting killed on this, but it was a little too late.
And Brandon, does Evers carry Barnes along with him in the end, or is this going to be split?
I think it's reasonable, if you're looking at where Johnson and Barnes are right now, it's about a 52-48 race. So if the governor is able to kind of keep his numbers going and keep that margin that split with Michaels, then they may bring Barnes up a little bit. But whether it's enough to get over what Johnson has on him right now is not certain. I think we're still going to look at a couple of counties that are out to see where that comes. And but it's tight. I mean, it's tight.
I was going to say, it's no surprise that these are tight races.
Right. Yeah, and we also have the late absentee ballots from Central Count in Milwaukee that could help Barnes dramatically.
And those probably aren't going to be counted till midnight or so.
Yeah, that's when they were last time. It may be a little earlier, but who knows?
The clerk in Milwaukee kind of says they have a much better process and it's going to go a lot smoother than it has in the past.
Well, I'm surprised how quickly Dane County's numbers came in. We usually wait a long time for them.
Right.
So with all of the votes counted, or all of the votes cast, I mean, it was almost a record number for a midterm.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, you know, the 2.7 is a number that is really big. The last time you had numbers like this in 2018, we had 2,600,000 vote, which is about 60%. You have to go back to 2004 when we had 3 million cast, which is 73%. So if we hit 2.8 million, just shy of 3 million, that's a pretty significant number for an off-year election compared to presidential.
Yeah, a lot of votes still to be counted, and we will stay here until we know something. Gentlemen, thank you. Eric and Charlotte, back to you.
Mark, gentlemen, thank you very much. Go to Gary for a final check.
Yeah, right now, some showers in central Wisconsin, but they're pretty much staying to our north. So 6-hour future track radar maybe shows a couple of sprinkles down as far south as Wisconsin Dells. But temperatures right now are about as low as they're going to get. They're probably going to rise overnight, and look for a couple of unseasonably mild days before the temperature turns by the end of the week.
All right, Gary, we knew it had to end. Thank you very much. And our election night coverage continues.
You can watch us online at channel3000.com or by downloading the Channel 3000 Plus app for your smartphone or TV. You can also get the latest election results online. Our elections page on channel3000.com is where you can find the latest up-to-the-minute results for all the races in your area. Our election night coverage continues in just a few minutes right here on News 3.